Already welcome. It's the one and only Guy Johnny, Culture Johnny, whichever you prefer. It's 5D Attraction, and I'm here. So had a great question from one of the subscribers, and pretty much it was asking about eye contact. And this video I'm gonna really call the power of eye contact, because eye contact is actually very powerful. And I know I have a video talking about the choosing signals. And what I want you all to understand is that eye contact, in my opinion, is the most powerful choosing signal that a man or woman can give you. Now, for women, they experience eye contact a lot. So for the woman out there, they have to be more so on the defense. In a lot of cases, or a lot of the time, they won't engage in eye contact with just, a lot of people, because, they don't want to give the signals where someone wants to talk to them. Because a lot of women, especially very beautiful women, they just don't want to be bothered, because so many people are looking at them all the time. I mean, there's women where you go out with them all the time. I've been in scenarios all the time. The girls that I talk to, the girls that I'm cool with, girls that I date, my girlfriends that that I've had as friends, and as girls that I've been, I've had relationships with. You move around and people are like, oh, who's this? Or your girlfriend's so beautiful, she's so pretty. Get that all the time. So just imagine on the day-to-day, guys are always looking. Now with women looking at you, I say all that to just show you the power of, when a woman's giving you eye contact and she's holding it, and what that means. Just to give you an idea, my own relationship, I remember when I first really saw my girlfriend, when we, way back, because, I've been, I teach y'all for a reason. I've been in my relationship for over 6 years, and I'm still out here doing, moving how I want to move. But, I'm able to keep a woman in my life for a long period of time. She knows this game. She can tell you the game just as good as I can. Not, as good as, just as good as I can, but not as good as I can, but just as good as I can when it comes to the basic things I know. And I remember we was in the library. I was in school at the time. I was finishing my last year. Because this was actually 7-8 years ago. This was, when I first saw her, nothing happened. It was a couple years before we really came together. It was like a year after I seen her again randomly, went at her, and then it was the year again I seen her again. And then, that's how it happened. So that first time, we looked at each other, and the eye contact was so strong, and we just kept looking. And at that time, I knew the game, but my approach game I wasn't all the way sharp approaching in the day. I was a monster at night back at that time, and I was a monster at games, if I'm around girls talking. But when it came to walking up and saying, hey, what's going on? I really began to get really good at that. I'd say the year right after that is when, I met one of my boys, and he really went deep into the direct. And I had a lot of other techniques, and we brought them together, and I was like, man, this dude's a beast. He go smack whatever he like. I like that. I was doing that, and that really completed my arsenal. But when I seen her, we stared at each other for so long, and it was so intense. And I was just like, man, this is intense. And then we, kept it moving. But that just shows you the intensity of that stare led to a 6-year, 7-year relationship, if I count the years we were actually friends, which before we got in a relationship. So you can't tell me that staring isn't powerful, because that was the beginning of a spiritual relationship that I have to this day with the beautiful woman in my life. So that's number one. Number two, you got to realize if a woman is staring at you, women are very indirect. They're very passive when it comes to their communication with you. So they don't want to walk up and say, hey, I like you and all that. That's what they want us to do. But they're going to give you signals. They're going to give you signals so that you can be comfortable to do that. And the best thing you want to do is not get in the way of that. So I really suggest to the guys that I'm teaching, you got some teachers that teach all of this deep, and you got to do this step, that step, then you got to go do this, and you got to say this exact line. No. To me, all that is like a computer processor that you have all these programs in that's slowing it down. You know, I don't want you to be like a robot trying to, process 80 things at one time just to get a woman. I want you to go back to I actually want you to go the opposite direction and become more simple, more basic in your approach, because that is the alpha to me. Is, if you want to use that word, it's just the primal. The alpha is more primal. The beta is more accommodating. He's less primal. He's more groomed and more domesticated. So I want you to get back to primal. Primal isn't saying things the perfect way. Primal isn't trying to be all cool. Like I said in the last video, F all that pretty stuff. I'm gonna just alter the words. F all that pretty-ish. You know what I mean? No, and so with eye contact, when she looks at you, that's your time to go. And that's what I would suggest. I would suggest you go out there, you look. If girls is looking away, don't get me wrong, I've approached women that wasn't looking my direction and got them. But this is attraction. And I really want to, there's a lot of guys that's going to teach you what to do to get a woman. I'm trying to teach attraction, because I feel as though if you focus on being the most attractive version of yourself, women are going to choose you. So I don't want to create this archetype to chase. I want to create an archetype that attracts. And of course, you still, I'm still tell you to holler at her, but this is what I'm saying. Don't just go smack. Wait for a signal. I'll tell you, when we talk about basing, which we're going to talk about soon, I'm not going to get there quite yet because I want us to deal with the foundational things. Then when you base, we're going to throw all of that out the window, but you still want to get chosen, because that's the player. That's what a player, he gets chosen. And a player, if that's the word to use, I know player has some bad connotations. I just mean somebody that's playing their hand. It's like a card game. You using your best chip. Look, I might not be the tallest, I might not be the smoothest, but I'm gonna play my hand. I'm gonna work with what I got. So anyways, that eye contact is so primal, and that's her signal to say, talk to me. And you have to move with speed, because if you wait too long, it's gonna get awkward now. And then when you do approach, it's like it wasn't masculine. It wasn't a lot of masculine energy, because it almost is like you did it because you had to. Versus she gives you that look and you go, boom, you move, you attack. You're looking for an opening and you take it. So eye contact, here's what I'm gonna tell you. If she stares at you for more than 1 second, like she stares at you for like 2-3 seconds, she thinks you're attractive, period. Because you only stare at things longer than 1 second to 2 seconds if you're attracted to it. Meaning if you want to keep looking at it. Just like television, everything we look at, if you don't want to watch it anymore, you change the channel. If you want to keep watching it, it's because you're attracted to the show or the movie, and it extends the time that you watch it, and then you keep watching it and keep watching it. And that's what we're doing in relationships. She saw you for a split second, then y'all hung out on a date, and she kept looking at you, you kept looking at her, y'all kept liking to look at each other. Then y'all just want to keep looking at each other, and then the longer time y'all spend looking at each other and doing things, next thing you know, y'all in a relationship. To the degree that she wants to cut that off is to the degree that she's not attracted. So the way you know she's attracted to you is if she keeps looking at you, and if she wants to keep spending time with you and keep seeing you. So if you see a woman stare at you for 2-3 seconds, she's attracted to you. So now it's just a matter of you saying, hey, how you doing? Now, some women get nervous when you approach them, even though they do like you. But see, that's great to know, because then if you approach her and she's not giving you the response you want, it's okay. It doesn't mean she's not attracted to you. It means she's not available. We're going to do a video on availability, but, anything could have happened, man. She might be attracted to you, but she might have a boyfriend. She might be dating somebody seriously. She might have just got out of a really toxic relationship. She might be a lesbian. She might not be trying to talk to guys right now. She might be really shy, really nervous in that moment. Because I really don't think I don't like to let women get away with, oh, I'm shy, because that's a different story. But yeah, so boom. Eye contact is the #1 form of attraction, because you don't stare at things you don't like. If I showed you a really disturbing picture of something that is like not safe for work, that's not pretty to look at, you're gonna be like, ugh, like I don't want to see that, right? If I show you the most beautiful woman, or if I show you this beautiful, look at this brand new Tesla, whatever. Look at this brand new car. You're gonna be like, oh wow, that looks really good. Oh man, you know, what does the interior look like? So, boom, this is the power of eye contact. You know, you're gonna stare at the things that you find desirable more, and you're gonna stare at the things that you find undesirable less. So your goal is to be stared at by women more. The way you know you're becoming more attractive is when you have more women looking at you for longer periods of time. And there you go. You know, so this is real game, as you can see. Keep sending me questions. I got a lot of videos on the way, so I'm gonna be dropping daily for you all. It's springtime, man. We gotta go crazy right now. If you want personal coaching, reach out. Check out the Patreon. I'm updating the Patreon this whole week, so it's a process in motion, but it's gonna be finished up by this week with all the new videos on there and all the exclusive videos, older videos that I have. And make sure to like and subscribe, man. You know, it goes a long way for this channel, man. We're trying to get it up there. We starting from ground zero, so anybody listening now, much appreciated. And we growing, man. Aside from that, we'll talk soon. It's the one and only. Peace.